So this morning I reached out to Chief Kirkpatrick to determine if the sheriff had reached out for and reached out and requested a formal and official processing of the crime scene, of the point of the escape, DNA, fingerprints, everything that is typically done at any crime scene. Chief Kirkpatrick indicated that she had not received that formal request from the sheriff. She immediately worked with me and got Dr. Kelly, the director of the crime lab, and her entire team over here in a matter of moments. And we have been in that corridor of that cell behind that toilet, processing all of that area for everything that we would need in court to prove a case, fingerprints, DNA, and the like.
And DA Jason Williams, just to know, it's been what, almost a week, and this has not been done. Is that troubling to you? If you could talk a little bit about that.
There's so much that's been troubling about what was requested and what notifications went out. Obviously, the focus needs to be and is for everyone, including my office, getting these dangerous fugitives back in custody. The public has really stepped up and done its part in terms of Crime Stoppers tips. All the other agencies, nearly a dozen, are working in strategic order to go after them. But we have to make sure that we are focusing on this crime scene, the destruction of those bars, that toilet, who could have assisted these individuals in getting out, whether they were in a uniform or not in a uniform. And obviously fingerprints, DNA, these pieces of evidence tell a story. And that's the type of evidence that a jury is going to be looking for when it's time to hold somebody accountable. And we need to make sure we're holding the right people accountable.
There's been a lot of concern about delayed information, first that notification. Does it concern you now that you mentioned Kirkpatrick hadn't received the full information on the crime scene? And what should that have looked like, that timeline?
Look, time is of the essence in terms of catching escaped fugitives. If they escape at 12:30, immediately upon awareness of that, we need to make sure that the public is notified, the media is notified, because if that had happened, in all likelihood, all 10 of these individuals would be in custody by now. Time is also of the essence when trying to get good DNA samples or collect fingerprints to make sure those areas are not molested or destroyed in any way. And so I am deeply concerned that there was not an immediate request by the sheriff to our local crime lab to get in there and examine, document, preserve, and collect all of the forensic evidence that was available there so that we could already have it tested. We've also asked, we've sent letters out to the sheriff asking that that she and all members of the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office and any maintenance workers or crew members submit to voluntary samples of DNA and provide fingerprints so that they can be included or excluded from this investigation. The faster we get those things, the faster we can process this and figure out who may have touched something, been in that corridor. That can tell us a lot. Hopefully we get some support and voluntary compliance from that letter.
DA, would you please talk about the subpoenas?
I have a question. One moment. Mr. Williams, with all due respect, it's day 7 now of this manhunt. Why now are you concerned about the sheriff's office response?
I'm not. That's why I'm here. I mean, DAs typically aren't at crime scenes ordering fingerprint testing. That's not normal. Normally the law enforcement agency that's responsible would have gotten that done, would want that done. When I first determined that it had not been done, I got in touch with my partner, Ann Kirkpatrick, and she got a team over here. And not only did she send crime scene techs, She sent the director of the crime lab to make sure that it was done properly.
What-
Would you talk
what
about the
new
subpoenas that were
evidence?
issued
Did you see
to
new evidence
Sheriff
here
Hudson
then
and
today?
other staff members?
Give it to me one more time.
Would you talk about the subpoena that was issued on Sheriff Susan Hudson as well as other OPSO staff members?
Look, we're just doing our job. We're just collecting as much information and evidence as we can, so that we can figure out who all was involved in this.
And that's looking at all text messages, communications, etc. Correct?
I'm not speaking to that.
Did you see new evidence here today while you were out here?
You know, the evidence that we're looking for today is not always apparent to the naked eye. DNA, fingerprints, that's not something somebody can see when they're just walking by. That's why we had experts, and we didn't just have the experts. We had the director of the crime lab. Chief Kirkpatrick is an amazing partner. She understands the crisis that we're in. She understands that partnership and collaboration is the only thing that's going to get us out of this crisis. And she made sure that Director Kelly was there to oversee this entire process, along with NOPD detectives, to make sure that the scene was processed the proper way, that photographs that could be used in court were also taken as well. I mean,
Lack of evidence seems to be a reoccurring theme that consistently has been brought up over the past few days, like right now, as well as when the governor criticized you for not taking other charges to court. Can you speak on the lack of evidence that seems to be reoccurring?
You know, it's the lack of collection, the lack of care about memorializing the information that a judge or a jury is going to need to see. And part of why I'm over here myself is because we have seen too many times that we did not get the information that was at one point in time available, but simply either no one collected it or they did collect it, they didn't transfer it. And so I wanted to make sure that was done today. And I can't thank Chief Kirkpatrick and Dr. Kelly and the entire team of the NOPD for moving as fast as they did to get over here to get that done.
What do you think needs to be done? Could you talk about just the subpoenas? Are you startled by it? The fact that there have been subpoenas sent out to OPSO and Hudson about emails and text messages. Are you shocked by it?
Next question. Can't answer that, Chef.
Have there been any other videos of the inmates throughout the parish or anywhere else that your office has seen or will be releasing?
I'm not going to get on that. I think it would step on the toes of the people that are actively in the field, putting themselves in harm's way to catch these dangerous fugitives. I don't want to do anything that hampers getting these people back into custody in any way.
What do you think
what
needs
can
to
you
be
say to the
done to make
public?
sure that the lack of evidence and lack of collection of evidence doesn't continue, and that when you need to get evidence from the sheriff's office, whether it be a fight in the jail, that you have that so you can go forward and go with those charges?
You know, we have we sent a letter to the sheriff asking, I believe it's April 1st, Keith? Yes. Asking that rolls, logs, surveillance footage, all documentation of the operations of the sheriff's office, anything that was memorialized is preserved from April 1st until yesterday, so that we can look at it and see who was on duty, when someone took a lunch break, who relieved that person, if anyone, who had access to certain corridors, who did not have access to certain corridors. So we're asking that all that information be memorialized from April 1st until yesterday, so that we can use that and review it.
What can you say to the public to bring some sort of comfort to them, knowing that we're going on day 7, 5 inmates are still out on the run, and we know that typically they become a bit more brazen as time goes on when they're evading capture?
Chris, I can tell you that folks in my office, and as you know, we're a rock's throw from the sheriff's office, everybody's on high alert, just like the public is on high alert. I don't want to do anything to alarm the citizenry any more than they already are, but we need to remain alert and vigilant until these remaining fugitives are in custody. What I will tell you is this. There are a lot of really good people, U.S. Marshal Service, LSP, NOPD, ATF, and I can go on, working their dead level best, following up on every single lead, whether it is a tip from a jail call coming from my OSINT team, whether it's a tip from Crime Stoppers, whether it's an Uber driver, as you reported, Shay, who stepped up to tell what he thought he saw. All of these agencies are working day and night to get these individuals, and all they got to do is get it right once. These fugitives, they got to do everything right. We are going to catch them. It's just a matter of time.
Do you all believe at this time that they've committed any other crimes?
Accountability
People
look
who
like
were
for you at this
suspended.
point? At this juncture, with almost a week on the run, what does accountability look like to you?
Accountability is these 10 fugitives back in custody and being prosecuted for this escape, along with any and every civilian, whether they be in a uniform or not in a uniform, that helped them get out of this building and helped them once they were out of this building, in custody and being prosecuted.
Could you talk about the 3 people who were suspended? Are y'all releasing any more information? To
No
OPSO?
information on that for now. I will catch up in a
Dan,
little
can you
bit.
explain what the cell looks like right now?
I'm not going to go into that right now. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.
Thank you, dude.